you ready? We got 72
Oh,
people in the waiting room.
born ready, my
Born
guy.
ready, dude. Let's do it.
What's up? What's up?
Your
Good to see
your
everyone.
co-host.
I'll let you deal with the waiting room stuff, and we're going to dive in here in a sec. First and foremost, guys, if you can just drop in the chat like, what you're hoping to learn today. If you don't mind taking 2 seconds to do that, that would be awesome, so we can make sure that we curate this specifically to you. Super grateful and appreciative of you giving us the time. Time's the most valuable asset you have, and our ability to be able to support you and deliver for you in this time is going to be something we're super stoked about, and it's going to be awesome. So we're really looking forward to that. We have the most generic possible first response, which is hoping to learn, which is great. I love that. I respect it. It'd be great if we have more specificity than that, but it's great. Learn about white label onboarding, create new offers and scale my SaaS. Beautiful. Keep it going, guys. Tell us more. Tell us more. We have a free A2P compliance snapshot that was put together. I don't remember who put it together, so I'm just going to take credit and say that I did it, even though I for sure did not do it. But Extendly did it. So you can grab that. Ron, if you just post in our group, we'll grab that for you. I don't have it offhand. You have a free snapshot for you. Where can I find sell sheets? I don't know what that means, Ruby. So if maybe you can clarify that, that would help. This is great stuff, guys. The good news is pretty much like 99% of what you guys are talking about on this in this question, we are going to answer all of these questions. So really grateful and appreciative of having the opportunity to share all of this with you. Really looking forward to giving you all of this insight. So let's get started here because I want to be respectful of everyone's time. I want you to expect that we're probably going to be here roughly like 45 minutes to an hour. So I want to be upfront about that as well. Look, obviously, our goal on this call is to give you as much possible insight as we can to help you develop a better SaaS business than what you're currently running. Whether you're just getting started or you have an established SaaS company, you're going to learn quite a bit on this call. Zach Gilliland is going to run it alongside myself, yours truly, Alex Schlinsky. We're super grateful for the time and opportunity. Really, what we want to help you do is help you get the SaaSpreneur Award at the High Level Summit this year. Just a quick show of hands, or drop a one in the chat. How many people on the call right now are going to be at the High Level Summit later this year? Let's drop a one in the chat if you're going to be at the summit. We have one person out of 110 people. Two! Zach, we have two, three. Oh, okay. Now it's coming in. Now it's coming in. Now it's coming in. Wait. Is Steven
Keep
Tan
it coming.
Is Steven actually coming, Zach?
I hope so. That's what I'd love to see. We got to get
I would
Steven
be very
Tan there.
upset if he lied. Any free flights to the US? No. Let me just break your bubble right there, right off the rip. No. We do love you, but no, we will not be doing that. Got to make the dollars first. We're here to help you make the
Anything could
dollars.
be put into an offer though, Alex. I mean,
It's
flights,
facts.
anything, right?
It's facts. Free if you pay for the price of the entire ticket. Yeah, that's how it's
That's free if you pay. That's right. You guys know the game.
Oh man. So a couple quick things. What we want to do at Extendly is we want to help you get the SaaSpreneur Award, the Gold Award, which is 100 sub accounts. We are very confident that we can help you do that. We've helped a bunch of people already accomplish that. I think like 10 or 20 users on Extendly last year at the summit were awarded with it, which was super amazing. Beyond the owner of Extendly is really committed to helping the SaaS community at large grow. Obviously, we also want you to use Extendly. Most of you do, I would assume. Some of you don't as well. Just to make sure we don't bury the lead, we will, through this conversation, through this webinar, through this training, provide for you very specific levers that you can pull in your business, right? That are going to help you achieve the results that you want to get in your SaaS product. And we're going to give you two options at the end. The two options are going to be pretty simple. Either one, you're going to take all the insights that Zach and I have shared with you today, right? And then you're going to do it yourself. Or option two is you're going to say, I want more help from Extendly. I want coaching. I want SaaS in the box. I want more products. I want onboarding done for me. I want white label support. And then you'll pay us to do that. But that's your prerogative. There's no pressure. There's no urgency. There's no fake Pandora's box that we're only going to give you 80% of the material, but then you have to buy 20%. You can do everything by yourself if you want, just from listening to Zach and I today. But we would expect the reality is you're probably just want to take the shortcut. But that's your choice. That's how we're going to help you today. Okay. That's what we're all here for, to help you become the best SaaSpreneur possible, build the best business. I also want to note this before we dive in and get started. It's really, really important to keep this in mind. Even if you do not, okay, want to run strictly SaaS, okay, and you want to run also a hybrid business where you're running a done-for-you product as well, like a marketing service, PPC, SEO, etc., that's 100% kosher. You're absolutely allowed to do that too. The insights work for both, okay? We're obviously going to be leaning quite a bit into SaaS because that's our market here at Extendly. But if you do run a marketing agency, that's also going to be very relevant for what we're going to be discussing today. Zach, before we dive into anything else you want to add as we get rocking and rolling?
No, that's a great intro. Let's do it. Let's dive in.
I have one other
All right.
question for you guys as we are getting started. If you guys can just drop this in the chat, okay? How many of you right now, okay, if you have less than, we do have snapshots, Dustin, 100%. We have a snapshot website where you can buy all these snapshots, etc. Okay, just for clarity. So really quick, just so we understand kind of the audience we're dealing with today, all right? If you have less than 10 clients, can you just drop a 1 in the chat for me so I understand? There's zero judgments here, guys. No one's judging you. No one's judging you.
Let's take a pulse too of more than 10, Alex, with a number 2.
Definitely. And then if you have more than 10 clients right now, can you drop a number 2, please? Just trying to get a sense here of the type of audience we're speaking with. Just for the sake of it, does anyone have more than 50 clients? If you have more than 50, can you just drop a 3 just for clarity? Okay, nice. A few of you. Good for you. Awesome.
Rock on.
So I have 183 hospitals alone. So Dustin, you already got the SaaSpreneur Award, my guy. That's awesome. Good work. Now we're going for the 500, right? Beautiful. So here's the thing, guys, that we want to make sure is valuable for you. This is going to work for all of you, okay? It's going to work for all of you. You can have 0 clients, you can have 10 clients, you got 50, you got to have 100, right? Our mission statement here is to help you get to the 100 award. That doesn't mean if you've already achieved it that you still can't learn from today. You absolutely can. But our goal is to help you really shortcut this. We're going to focus on really 3 main levers today. The reason being is that there's so many levers. So Zach, we're going to do that little matrix thing that we spoke about yesterday, and then we can get rolling. You
Yeah.
cool with that? All right.
Yeah.
First of all,
Let's
everyone in here, go ahead, Zach. Go ahead.
No. You take it. This is your slide anyway. The oversimplified growth slide. I want you to speak to this slide.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So real quick, guys, if you're on video, which I appreciate, and if you're not, that's okay. But I want to ask you, if you're here and you're giving us your time, just remember human beings are horrendous at multitasking. So you can't actually multitask. You can't actually take advantage and listen to this webinar with Zach and I, and also like try to like fix ads or like look at social media posts. It's not possible. So just give yourself grace and either decide to be here 100% or go do whatever you got to do, which, you know, we're not judging you, except we're definitely silently judging you. Joking aside, though, I want you to consider this for a second, all right? First of all, if you've watched and enjoyed the first Matrix, drop a 2 in the chat, okay? Drop a 2 into the chat. If you watched and did not enjoy the Matrix, leave the call. I'm just kidding, okay? I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page that Matrix is an amazing movie, and I would be crazy if you don't think so, okay? All right, so here's what we're going to do, all right? I got someone to laugh. We're doing something right, okay? Close your eyes for a second. Don't worry, we're not going to do anything weird. Just hear me. Yes, the last one was terrible. I completely agree. We're talking strictly about Matrix 1, not the Matrix Resurrection or whatever. It's terrible. Should have not resurrected anything. Close your eyes really quick if you're with me on this. I promise it's worth it. Just hear me out, okay? Let's slow down for a sec. We're going to slow down the energy. I just want you to hear this for 1 second, okay? I want you to close your eyes and I want you to imagine a room that you're in, okay? Similar to the room that Neo is in at the end of the first movie with all the TVs on the wall, right? And he's seeing himself everywhere, right? It's a control room, right? But instead of the TVs, I want you to think of it as a million levers. There's a million levers on the wall. And these levers, right, are all potential things that you can pull to grow your business, to make more impact for yourself, for your family, for your team, for your clients, and for your community at large. And there's so many levers to pull. There's so many levers. Here's some levers, right? There's LinkedIn prospecting as a lever. There's hiring a project manager as a lever. There's learning how to do automations in high level as a lever. There's considering options that Extendly has as a lever. There's hiring an ads media buyer as a lever. There's running ads on Facebook as a lever. There is just innumerable amount of levers. You can see thousands and thousands of levers to pull to grow your business. There's just too many options. What our goal is here today is to step you out of that room. And so you're going to turn around from that wall with thousands of levers, and you're going to walk out the door. And as you walk out the door, you're in a new room, and there's only 3 levers. And the 3 levers is the oversimplified way to grow any business: SaaS, marketing, coaching, anything. And these are the 3 levers. You need to book sales calls. You need to close deals. And you need to provide an exceptional service that retains your clients. Those are the 3 simple levers. Now, here's the key. If you pull any of those levers, say, for example, book sales calls, what ends up happening? You walk through another door with, once again, thousands of levers, but they're all specific to booking sales calls. This allows you, and you can all open your eyes now, and hopefully you enjoyed that. Hopefully that was a worthwhile experience for you guys. The purpose of me saying that is because running a business can be extremely overwhelming. There is so many things trying to grab your attention, not just in business, but of course in your life as well. We have to generate more sales appointments. We have to close more deals. We have to deliver for your customers. If you do these 3 things, it allows you to simplify what needs to be worked on. And we want to help you with these here at Extendly. And that's what we're here for today. Zach, you can take it away.
So here's the beautiful matrix screen that Alex was just talking about, which I thought was an amazing visual. He had me close my eyes yesterday, and I was thinking about this exact slide, and I was like, oh man, we have to pull this into the presentation, which I'm
Did
a
anyone
massive...
envision or remember that Colonel Sanders was in the Matrix movie? Because I did not remember that. Anyone else? Because I didn't remember
No,
that.
I forgot that it was him specifically too.
He wants to sell Neo KFC. I totally forgot.
That's right. So to Alex's point, so which levers are we going to pull? And just to pass background on what Alex mentioned a second ago, this is really for everybody. We're delineating, whether you have more than 10 sub accounts or less than 10 sub accounts, because we have a little bit of a different offer for you at the end based on those numbers. But really, no matter how many sub accounts you have or wherever you're at in your scale journey, this is something that is going to be for you. So if we can cut down on the noise and show you the path, is that something that you guys are interested in? And just to let you guys know, and Alex, if you want to, we have a little bit of a background on both of us. I don't know how many people on this call even know who Alex and I are. And so just to give you guys a little bit of a setup on this, and Alex, feel free to speak to yours, but just so you guys know a tiny bit of background on me, I'm the COO of Extendly. I'm totally obsessed with product. So product is my thing. Sales is Alex's thing. So together, Alex and I make a beautiful combo. I've done a lot of product scaling in my career, and so that's why I'm here. And Alex, do you want to speak a little bit to your background before we move on?
Absolutely. So I'm the CEO of Prospecting on Demand. It's a mentorship community for agency owners and SaaS businesses. And I also run Agency Alliance in the alliance with Extendly. Actually, my business partner, Brian Downer, did a session last week with y'all here at Extendly Thursday at 4 o'clock or 1 o'clock Pacific, where he talked about how to get 100 clients strictly on acquisition. So if you want that replay, just drop in the chat and we'll make sure that you get it from last week, because Brian covered an unbelievable amount of results. And kind of to bury the lead, which we're going to talk about later today as well, Extendly actually paid for every ultimate user of Extendly to have free access to the mentorship program for 3 months, which is pretty amazing and super awesome of Beyond and the team to do, because again, they all care deeply about you guys actually being able to succeed. I've been doing sales consulting for over a decade now. I love it. It's my favorite thing to do by far. I do have the ClickFunnels Award, which, I feel like in the high level community, it's like a bad thing. It's kind of weird how that happens. I have a few of them actually. One in my wife's office, one here, and one in Brian's office, which is super cool. And I've worked with more than 100 different SaaS agencies, with about 30 to 40 of them hitting the Gold Award as well. I'm really confident that we can help you get what you want from your SaaS agency, but you got to be able to really listen to this, implement it, and take the action that we're talking about today.
All right, so moving on to humble beginnings, just so you guys kind of know. So, if you know much about Extendly, we work with quite a few clients now. We've worked with over 1,000 agencies at this point in time, and we support at this moment over 40,000 businesses in our ecosystem. So, but when people hear that, they kind of think, like you forget where people came from, when they tell you that type of story. And so I wanted to give you guys the timeline just really quick. So March 2020 is when Bayant, discovered High Level for the first time. And at that point in time, he was working on Wahi, which was the digital marketing agency that kind of came before Extendly. So he was just learning how to use High Level, just like, many of us when we first kind of stumbled upon High Level in March of 20. And then February 2021 is when the first Snapshot launched, which was the dental Snapshot. And that was something that Bant was using in Wahi. But as he started to work with, other client types, so not just dental, but other niches and things like that, is when, we first kind of, when he first kind of started thinking like, okay, we're going to need a product that works not just in the dental space, obviously, but in every niche. Like, how do we build a product that works in every single niche? And so that was kind of the next evolution, which was in June of 2021. And that's when we started selling the small business snapshot. And so you might not know, but and this is a story that we haven't really told before, but the small business snapshot was really kind of the origin story of Extendly. And that's how, that's how people first started hearing about Extendly. And then really the scale for Extendly began with white label tech support services in January of 2022. But now kind of in our client base, and this number isn't even accurate at this point in time, it's quite a bit higher than this now. But just last year during Level Up, we were able to take account of 37 clients specifically that, had won the SaaSpreneur Award since they had been clients of Extendly. So just to give you guys a little bit of background, it didn't start like that. That's where it's at now. But, it really started just like probably a lot of you are at right now, which is just trying to figure out High Level, getting clients, trying to scale from the bottom up. All of that kind of stuff is where Extendly started also. So we understand that you're juggling a lot. That's like the main thing. Everybody here, like the whole conversation of which lever should we pull, right? Like there's so many different levers. We're all trying to figure it out. And so we totally get that. We've been there also. But the thing is the way we're looking at it is you guys are already winning because you're here. You showed up for the webinar today. For some reason, you want to figure out how to scale your SaaS business. And you could be doing any of these other things. You could be drop shipping, you could be doing FBA, you could be affiliate marketing, you could be selling digital products, and you might still be selling digital products. But for some reason, SaaS is why you're here today. So I just wanted to tell a quick story. I love telling this story. This it kind of cracks me up, but this is kind of my origin story for marketing in general. But I was working with a good friend of mine at the time. I was broke, right? One of my businesses, one of my past businesses had totally just failed. I had like no money at the time. My best friend at the time also had a failing business, and he was in the defense industry. So he kind of wanted to do this like last hurrah. We're going to go out to SHOT Show. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of SHOT Show. It's one of the largest kind of like conferences in Las Vegas that happens every year. And he's like, I want you to come out to SHOT Show with me. And I was like, well, I don't have any money. So if you can pay for me to go out to SHOT Show with you, I'll go out with you. He's like, yeah, I got it. I'll pay for you to go out to SHOT Show. So we went out to SHOT Show. We had an amazing experience. We got to the end of the week and all that kind of stuff. And he's like, hey man, I don't have enough money for us to get home. And I was like, what? We drove out there, you know? So I was like, well, how are we getting back to Kansas City? That's where I live. I was like, how are we getting back to Kansas City, you know? And I had just started helping him with marketing. I had no idea what I was doing with marketing at the time, but we literally had enough money and gas to get about, let's call it like a third of the way home. So about a third of the way in, we stopped at Starbucks and decided to run Facebook ads from Starbucks. I was like, well, let's set up an offer. We'll run a Facebook ad campaign and we'll just try to get enough money to come home. And so we sat at Starbucks for like 2 or 3 hours. We generated about $5,000 in sales. And you know how Facebook works, like you can a lot of times run ads before the billing cycle charged you. So we were kind of using like our Facebook ad account, like a credit card, and we were running Facebook ads and we got enough money to come home. But for me, that was kind of my epiphany. You know, that's when I realized like, you know, holy shit, like we just made it home on Facebook ads. You know, like the business had no money, we had no money, and we made it home on Facebook ads. There's something here. But at the time, you know, we were using a bunch of tools. This was high level. So, you know, it was like we had Facebook ads and we had, you know, Active Campaign and we had all these like things that we were trying to piece together. But for me, that's when I was sold on like the value that I could bring to you know, a small business. Like it could be literally saving them or not, you know, depending on how things shake out. So I got obsessed with kind of that day-to-day value. You know, how can I create value for the business day to day? You know, like increase their pipeline value, you know, bring more money into their pipeline, close more deals, all that type of stuff. Around somewhere in that range is when Bayant and I first met, which I'll save that story for another day. But last summer was a good case study. This was my brother's company. My brother decided to start a company from the ground up. It was a fencing company. And you know, I don't know how family works for you guys, but my family likes to try and do everything on their own, right? They don't like to ask for help. And so I've been trying to break that in my family, okay? So I kept telling my brother, dude, you need to let me help you. Like I do marketing stuff, let me help you. He's like, yeah, you know, like I got like a Wix website and I got this other stuff and you know, I'm good to go, you know. He's making no money in his fencing company, right? And so one day I was like, dude, just come meet me for 3 days. I'll get you set up on the platform I use and we'll get you making money, okay? So I finally convinced him. He came, he let me set him up. We got him set up with Google LSA ads, all that kind of stuff. And then I just took a screenshot from his dash literally like 2 days ago, and this is where his dash is right now. So, you know, this was end of last summer that he kind of started. And so far he's done, you know, about almost 300 grand in revenue. And, you know, he has about 1.32 million sitting in his pipeline. And so I'm watching him hire people over there, do all this type of stuff. Super simple, high level build, just focusing on the essentials. And so why am I covering all this stuff? You know, why am I going over all this stuff, right? Because it's about the clients. Like if every single client is having success, like that rolls up into agency success. So I wanted to just take a couple screenshots just from a few clients. You know, we have thousands of clients at Extendly, but so I could take screenshots from anybody's dash, really. But you know, we have several clients that are larger, and I just wanted to show you guys kind of what's possible from just a few of our clients here that are, you know, rocking and rolling with large SaaSes. And here we have Bayant. And my picture isn't even, okay, my picture is showing up. It isn't showing up on my side, but I can see it showing up on the Zoom. So this was, we took this from Level Up last year, you know, a screenshot of winning the SaaSpreneur award. And, you know, the whole reason I was showing you guys the client dashboard is because our clients are doing things the way that we're telling them to do things to some extent, right? We have some clients that are drifting off and doing other things, but the successful clients are doing things the way that we're telling them to do things. And we do things the way that we tell people to do things. We practice what we preach. And that's why, you know, Bayant is standing next to the SaaSpreneur award here. So rolling this all the way back, we told you guys we would give you 3 shortcuts. So let's get into the 3 shortcuts. So here's the 3 shortcuts we're going to talk about today, okay? we have create your products, segment your offers, and then prioritize growth activity. And so I have the question marks here because I want to speak to each one of these things individually. And by the way, Alex, I know I'm talking a lot. So at any point in time, if you want to jump in fact, before I even jump into this, Alex, do you want to touch on anything that I've said so far?
My favorite part is that Osayade, I don't know how to say his name correctly, thought that you said Beyonce for Beyonce's name. And it's just so perfect because Beyonce does sound so much like Beyonce. That was probably my favorite part so far. But joking aside, the one thing that I think is so incredibly important as we're going into the content now, right, is this concept that we're going with the simplified route. Simple scales. Okay. Does everyone, if you've ever heard of this concept before, drop a 1 in the chat. I'm going to assume it's going to be all 133 of you. Have you ever heard of the concept of the Pareto principle, the 80-20? Padraig put 1 before I said it, so I know he's cheating. The Pareto principle's concept is what 20% of effort are you going to put in that's going to get you 80% of the results. Again, if you think about that matrix metaphor of how many levers there are, Zach and I could be on here for literally a live stream for 10 days straight, and we would not be able to cover every single thing that high level offers, Extendly offers, and every single support thing that you can provide to your clients. The key element is to remember that you do not have to do everything. So here's the most important sales tip that I'm going to give you as we dive into these, as Zach's going to get started with these shortcuts. Okay. I'm going to be blunt on this. So if you don't like bad words, close your ears for a second. Your clients do not give a shit about high level. They don't. They don't care about how much you want to nerd out about every single feature. They only care about results. So I'm going to give you a simple way to remember how to do this, okay? If your toilet breaks, and I apologize putting bad juju on any of you, I hope your toilet does not break. If your toilet breaks and you call a plumber, what do you want the plumber to do? Drop it in the chat. What do you want the plumber to do if your toilet breaks? What do you want? Fix my toilet. Do you care if they use their hand? Do you care if they use the vacuum 9000 versus the vacuum 6000 and you want to know every single little feature about the reverse osmosis water filtration system that they're putting? No. You don't care if they use that or their hand or a snake. You just want them to fix it as fast as possible, as inexpensive as possible, and you do not want it to break again. So as we go through this, and as Zach explains the shortcuts for you, the biggest unlock you could possibly make in your business, in your agency, in your coaching product, in your SaaS, is to simplify and focus on the result. Being a jack of all trades and talking about a million different features only overwhelms your prospects. And for those of you with any sales experience, you've probably heard this before. And if not, welcome to the show. Confused prospects do not buy. Imagine if Zach and I started this training and be like, so what we're going to cover today is 311 different topics. Let's dive in. You think you guys would stay? No, it's too many. That's why we simplified it. Focus on simplicity. Focus on the concept of the Pareto principle. Focus on fixing the toilet. Zach, let's rock.
Let's rock and roll, baby. All right. So creating your products. All right. So in all the agencies that we talked to, that we onboarded Extendly, and depending on where they're at in their growth cycle, okay. So this is one of the most common things that happens with, I'm going to say, new agencies that have, let's say, under 10 clients, okay. And especially the agencies that are trying to get their first few clients, is they're like, I'm going to do high-level SaaS. This sounds amazing. We're going to run SaaS. I'm going to charge people SaaS subscriptions. That's the elite way to make money, right? SaaS is what I want to do. They're like, okay, cool. So people are going to come in and use high-level features. To Alex's point, people do not give a shit about high level. They only care about what you're doing for them. And so the first kind of major roadblock that they run into when they start trying to sell high-level SaaS is they're like, oh my gosh, I don't even have a product. I have high level as a product, but I don't have a product inside of high level. I'm not doing anything unique in the platform, and I can't articulate to somebody what I'm doing, right? And so just to jump into the product elements, right? So we have, and we'll pull it back to what Alex was saying with simplicity, but we have a lot of things that we could do on the product front, right? We have landing pages. That could be part of your product. We need to make sure that it's customizable. Whatever you have, whatever kind of landing pages or things you have in high level need to be customizable for different brands. We want to have forums in various different places, opt-in forums, all this type of stuff going on. We want to have calendars that we could potentially offer people so they can book appointments and do all this type of stuff. We want to be able to control missed call text back, potentially, depending on the business, right? There's all different types of product elements that you can incorporate into your product. Meeting confirmation and reminders. Payment mechanics for people that want to be able to take payments on funnels or websites, you know, whether it be checkouts or invoices and things like that. We have review management. There's tons of businesses out there that are struggling with reviews. There's autoresponders across all channels. You know, tons of businesses have problems with this, right? They have messages coming in on Facebook. They have messages coming in on text. They have messages, you know, getting text to them. They have all sorts of different things. They got their GMB. They got their Instagram DMs. This is one of the greatest things about high level, right? You can bring all the conversations into one place. That could be part of your product. We can automate a sales pipeline for them. We can show them exactly what the next steps are that they need to take to close their deals, to bring people in, all that type of stuff. We can send them internal notifications. Something like internal notifications can be extremely powerful for businesses because oftentimes they have no idea where things are at. Just being notified as to where something's at means they can go and take action on it. So all of this rolls into automations, right? All the different automations that we can set up. There's tons of things. And this kind of gets down to the point, like, do you want to spend all the time and money to build all these automations? How much is your time worth? You know, what would it be worth for you to build all that out? We see agencies trying to do it all the time. Oftentimes they find us like a little bit later, a little later after they've tried to start building all this stuff. But let us know in the chat, guys. I don't, you know, as many of you know, we're going through a standard webinar here just because we love the way that it creates engagement. You know, we're not trying to pull one over on anybody or anything like that, but I really want to know, like, let me know in the chat. Let's do this. Let me know if you guys already have a product, if you're working on your product, you know, or if this is kind of a struggle for you. Let's kind of see what people say about this. And do you have the chat pulled up, Alex? I don't have the chat pulled up.
I got it. While you're writing this down, I want you to be cognizant of something, right? We just went through like what I think 7 or 8 different potential things that you can offer. Think of it like a restaurant. When you go to a restaurant, right? And you know, if you run a pizza shop and someone comes in and says, I want a hamburger, you have 2 options, right? You could say, we don't make hamburgers, go to a different person, or you're going to run over to the local grocery store and try to make a hamburger, right? It's your choice and responsibility to identify what's the best way to run your company. What we're going to do is provide to you at Extendly all of the resources you need. But if you want to be a golden corral and offer a buffet, I'm going to tell you right now up front, you are going to struggle. You are going to have a hard time making this work. What we're providing by giving you all of the opportunities and products done for you, which is exactly what he's going to bring up here right after this slide, is that you get to choose which one you're going to start with, not 20 of them. That's going to make that impossible for you to succeed. Because what ends up happening is a lot of people play SaaS or play business. They're like, I'm going to neglect the fact that 60,000 people have already used high level and that people have already built out snapshots and models and a website and all the automations already done for me. I'm going to try to make it myself and put hundreds of hours and time into it, knowing whether or not it will work, right? Because there's always tech problems, even if though high level is great, instead of just shortcutting it and already getting a product you can immediately go to market and sell. That's the key. That is the reason why you're on the webinar. Now, you can take the insight Zach is talking about and still try to make it yourself, but it's not going to ever be worth your time to do that, ever. You can take any of these products and sell them as a setup fee and a 3-month commitment for $2,500 to $5,000. There's a misconception that only you can sell this at $199, $299, $399. That's not the case. I want you taking this, charging your clients a setup fee of $1,000, $2,000 or more, and then getting them to agree to a 3-month contract minimum upfront for utilization purposes. Then you could do $299 a month. This model is so important, and it's going to help you significantly by shortcutting by working with Extendly. Again, you could do it yourself, but having the snapshot is way better, and that's what Zach's about to bring up.
Yeah, so the ultimate small business snapshot is what we're talking about. This is where we've done what we're talking about. And just to give you guys an idea, because this is another misconception that we run into, you know, call it a false belief, right? You guys have seen high level is changing things every single week. You know what I'm saying? There's new features every single week, all that kind of stuff. They changed the way the calendar triggers work. They changed the way this works. They changed the way that works. Just since I believe, let me think here, it was August of last year, we've been through over 1,000 iterations on improvements on the snapshot just because of updates that high level's done and all that kind of stuff. So a lot of times people think, cool, I'm going to build something and then it's going to be done. I'm going to build something and then I don't have to build it again. Not the case. You know, we're constantly updating this snapshot, but and I'm going to give you guys a demo. So let me just stop sharing my screen real quick here. We won't make this super long. I just want to, there's a main takeaway that I want you guys to have kind of coming out of this. So let me share my screen here and I'm just going to show you what I'm talking about here.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to understand when you all are making updates to snapshots. I know that it will update. I know y'all have access to my, you know, interface to be able to update that if that's what y'all are doing. But I was just wondering if I'm making people's custom sites and different things, and I've actually even maybe customized the resulting snapshot. Does that get updated, or is that something that we need to do manually?
Yes, the short answer to the question is we don't do managed updates for people. The reason why is it's just too disruptive to their client base. And we don't know how their clients are using it or how they're using it. And so for that reason, we don't do updates. We do send out updates and we let the agency owner kind of facilitate how they want to do, you know, the updates and all that kind of stuff. So.
But you're sending it out. Go ahead, Alex. What you say?
Really quick, Jose Ande. What we're gonna do is Q&A at the end to be respectful of everyone's time.
No problem.
Just because
That's fine.
You're good. You're good. Just because I want to make sure that we can actually gather everyone's questions at the same point, so that we can get through the slides we have. But all these questions about updating snapshots, how to leverage them, totally kosher, totally fair. We will answer every question you have, and if not, drop it in the chat on Facebook, and we'll make sure you're responded to. I promise.
No worries. Thanks.
No problem. So this is I'm starting out kind of in the automation area of the small business snapshot because I want to give you guys an idea, okay? Because the whole kind of theme of what I'm trying to tell you guys in the slides here is back down to Alex's point about walking into a restaurant, right? And you have a menu. You have a menu that you can order from. Let's say it's a taco restaurant. You know, so you're not going to order everything on the menu. You're only going to order a few tacos, but they do have a menu, right? They have a taco for people that like fish. They have a taco for people that like chicken. You know, they got some carne asada, you know, so like you might pick your top 3 tacos. But you know, if you walk in a restaurant that only has one taco, you know, that's yeah, it's not really enough. You know, you might want some other stuff. And that's what we're kind of getting at here is building a product menu back down to the first shortcut that I'm trying to get you guys to understand is you need to have a product menu. So whether you decide to get it from us or elsewhere, this is the main takeaway that I want you guys to have. And so I'll show you guys our product menu for the small business. So we have a module here that's, you know, for essentially keeping a high quality list, you know, maintaining your list. We have a database reactivation module here for people that want to, you know, run database reactivation campaigns with their clients. We have all the checkout and payment mechanics like invoices, going through checkout pages, all that type of stuff. We have custom request to call back logic where people can, you know, go to the website and they can just request for the business to call them back. People love this feature for some reason. It's really cool. They love it. They have calendar automations, all the calendars. We have 3 different types of calendars in there that you can use for different purposes. So businesses deploy those calendars for various different reasons, right? We have inbound messaging, and this one I'll just drill in so you guys can see, covering all the main message channels: web chat, GMB message, Facebook Messenger, contact us form from the website, Instagram DM, essentially all the ways that traffic can enter the equation. We have review automations, which is, the whole cadence that's for soliciting reviews and, managing negative experiences if that's happening for some reason. We have all the phone automation. So how do you handle inbound calls? How do you take an inbound call, take information about what happened on that call, and then move them forward in a pipeline or not, all that kind of stuff. Or how do you handle missed calls? This is where the missed call text back comes in. Lead form automations is going to be everything with lead magnets, or if you're running paid traffic on lead forms like Facebook lead ads, TikTok lead ads, that type of stuff. We have seasonal communication. This is all of some of you may have seen like our holiday cadences, so all the major holidays like Christmas, Thanksgiving, all that type of stuff. There's all these beautiful templates built out. People can send that stuff out. Subscription preferences, managing all the subscriptions with email, and also managing, especially now with kind of the state of affairs with, A2P and Twilio and all that kind of stuff, managing hard opt-outs and all that on the SMS channels. Referral automations, getting referrals, and then we have a link tree in here as well. So this just gives you a basic idea. There's website templates in here. There's tons of messaging templates and stuff. I'm not going to drill into all that. I just wanted to give you guys an idea of kind of what our product menu looks like. So in light of that, I'm going to jump back into the slide here. If I can find it. All right, so here we are. Okay, so now you guys know what creating a product looks like. Just gave you an example of our product. You can do the same thing for yourself. You can use ours, or you could do the same thing for yourself. The next step up is segmenting your offers. Now I'm noticing that my screen share is not working. Why is it not working? Oh,
Yeah,
there we
try
go.
it again.
Okay.
And while, yeah, you're good. There we go.
Do you want to jump in, Alex, for a minute before I move on to the segmenting your offers?
I'm getting a lot of DMs right now about simplification, right? I'm getting a good amount. I think probably 10 people just DM'd me about this. So I just want to touch on this really quick. I'm going to stop sharing the screen. I'm going to make this really fast. I'm going to tell everyone up front right now, we're going to go over time a little bit because it's 4:45. So I want to be respectful of everyone's time. So we'll probably go through a couple of the slides a little bit faster, but we do want to be respectful of your time and also help you as best I can. A lot of people are asking about, okay, but I work in a bunch of different niches. Which offer do I choose? Zach is about to go into which offer to choose. Just one consideration that if you're already working in a lot of different niches, you have too many products, something's always found that's broken, there's always a new thing, there's always a new shiny object. We don't want any of this to be a shiny object. We're trying to cut your learning curve. One simple way to do it is work backwards. Easiest way to understand what to go from is knowing where the race is ending. Can't run a race and know how much stamina you need if you don't know the finish line. All you have to do is get clarity, really understand what is my financial goal, and then get a clear understanding of the product and price you're going to offer at it, right? If you do that, for example, I'm doing the simplest number possible. If you have $10,000 as your goal and you're going to charge $1,000 per client, that means you need 10 clients. What's the easiest way to get 10 clients? I'm going to offer missed call text back and this service to this specific niche. And now you could work backwards. Start that way so you can have the most effective route for yourself. A lot of people ask this, so I just want to clarify that. And we can dive back into how you choose that offer, which is exactly what Zach's about to bring up.
Cool. All right, let me reshare here. All right, so I'm gonna have to kind of go fast through this part, but just so you guys don't worry, after the webinar's over, if you guys want, we can send out the links, right, to some of the visuals and stuff that we're gonna go over in these slides. If that's something that you guys want, just let us know in the chat. We haven't put that in an email yet, but we're happy to send them out if that would be helpful to you guys. So I'm going to kind of dive headfirst into this. So segmenting your offer. So this is the number one thing that, after people get the small business from us, after they buy it, this is one of the things that they tell us regularly is like, what part of it do I use? Right. And we've noticed very commonly, we've been deploying the small business for over 2 years now. And we've noticed that it's quite common that, only about 20 to 30% of all of the modules in the small business will actually be used. And it's not a consistent 20 or 30%, meaning we can't identify like, yeah, they always use these modules or they always use these modules, right? if we could identify that, we would just make the whole thing smaller. But what we found is that people want the whole product menu, but they're still only going to use a part of it. But the question is, how do you use a part of it? How do you know what part of it to use? So I'm going to flip over here, and I won't dive super deep on this, but this is always where I tell agencies to start first, which is you guys have seen this probably before. This is like a double stacked funnel, right? And you have kind of everything up into the sale, which is this little handshake in the middle, and then everything after the sale on the bottom. And a lot of times I've noticed, agency owners, when they get in conversations with business owners, and the business owner starts saying, yeah, I'm missing calls, and I feel like I don't have any leads coming in, and we don't have any reviews, and they start like saying all these different things, and you start to just kind of get lost. It's like, oh my goodness, there's so many things that I could do for them, right? So what do you start with? That's the question. So what I always tell people is dive into this, look at the customer life cycle, figure out what stage is creating the most disruption for them right now, which is the biggest blocker for them right now. Meaning, if they're already getting tons of traffic, let's say they're a plumber or electrician, they're getting tons of calls, so there's not a traffic problem necessarily. They could always get more traffic, and they might try to solve the problem by saying, I need more traffic, when in reality, it's like, well, how many calls are you missing? And they're missing a bunch of calls, right? And so we don't really have an awareness issue or even a consideration or intention issue. We have a conversion issue because they're not taking any of those calls. So by doing one single thing, by deploying missed call text back for them, we could completely change the game for them. Then we could start thinking about the other things that we do for them. And so I always tell people to look at this and kind of figure out like what stage in the life cycle are you going to target with them first, right? And let me go over to my next slide here. Okay, stage number 2, map customer journey. People see this, they're like, oh my gosh, there's so much stuff on this slide. Like, I have no idea what's going on. I'm going to break it down for you guys as quickly as I can, okay? So the whole thing in this slide, and oftentimes if you're an agency, and this is where it starts to reveal kind of like the complexity of targeting multiple niches, okay? If you're an agency that's targeting one niche, then oftentimes you only have to build this once. And so what you're going to be mapping out is, okay, what are the journey steps? What are the actions that would move the needle for them? What are their needs and pains across each of these stages? And what touch points are those going to look like? And if you think about that, if you're working with just plumbers, right, and you're noticing a consistent pattern, like, okay, like so many of the plumbers I'm working with are missing their calls. So that's a pain that you can map on here that's going to be relatively consistent across like several of the plumbers that you're working with. Now, if you're working with tons of different niches, then you have tons of variants of this going on. And that's where it starts to get a little wily. I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just saying it's a lot more operational horsepower that you need to manage all those different life cycles and all the different pain points that different niches are struggling with. So you can build something like this. And this is where, when you have your product catalog, when you go in here and you're starting to map out like the needs and pains, and the actions area is where you can put like, okay, we're going to target them with this particular part of my product catalog. We're going to target them with missed call text back. We're going to target them with review management. Like whatever the one thing is that's really going to move the needle for them, you can do that here. Now, I kind of already touched on this, but I'm just going to say it again. So you should have a customer journey already pre-mapped for your avatar. So if you're working with plumbers, try to do this once for your plumbers, right? Now, I said down here, perhaps most electricians struggle to pick up the phone while working in the field. However, you can always encounter deviations, right? So you're always going to run into an electrician or a plumber that's like, yeah, no, I answer all my calls. That's not my problem. My problem is review management. I have no reviews. They're not going to say it like review management. They're going to be like, I have no reviews, or I'm getting negative reviews and it takes me like 2 weeks to type something back to those people because I don't know what to say, And so if you have an entire ecosystem that's just based on one high-level feature like missed call text back, and that's the only product that you only have one taco. When you have somebody that comes in and it's like they ask you for chicken and all you have is carne asada, then you're kind of left holding the bag. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you have a product menu, because you can pull from that when you need it. You don't focus on all the features at once, but you have that repository that you can pull from when you need to deploy something else. So you're going to map your products to your journey. So this is the way we do it at Extendly, right? So everything that I showed you guys a second ago in the small business, we have an Airtable set up also. And by the way, anybody who has a small business has access to this Airtable, and we don't really care if other people access it as well. This is another one of those links I could send to you guys if you want. But we have each one of the modules in the small business broken down where we have just a simple like paragraph and like the paragraph description and objectives and features of that module. And so what that allows us to do is, and allows our customers to do, is to take one of these and they're like, okay, B004, database reactivation. Like, what does this thing do? You know, cool. Here's the problems that it solves. And then when you guys are doing your journey mapping, like we were just talking about back here, you can just go and plug it in, you know, once you have this catalog right here. So what I'm saying is you need kind of have like a meta layer that sits on top of high level. Like high level is where all your functionality and all the nerdy stuff lives, right? But you need to have a very simple way that you and your team can go and look at what you have built out in high level and say, yeah, we're going to take this part and use it. We're going to take that part and use it, that kind of stuff. So I want to show you guys a quick case study, right?
Real
House
quick,
Call
real
Pros.
quick, Zach, real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
A lot of people are asking for all of the links. So let me just clarify what's going to happen. We're going to give you everyone all of the links to this in the Facebook group. You got to make sure you're in the Facebook group. Everything will be dropped under the call recording in the Facebook group. So you'll have access to all of it. Okay. So don't worry about that. Everything you need, all the slides, all the Airtables, the snapshots, the links for the offer, it will all be there for you.
Cool. All right, so House Call Pro, this is, some of you may have heard of it, some of you may not. You know, a lot of people that are in like the home services niche, right, and high level, have heard of House Call Pro. They're one of the big ones. They're one of the ones that people use, you know, typically instead of high level or before they find out, you know, that they can use high level. So House Call Pro, if you go to their website and you look at all their features, the page actually goes on beyond what I even have listed here. There's like tons of different features that you can do in House Call Pro. But if you go to House Call Pro's main website, they literally, like their landing page, right? They literally have none of that listed. The only thing that they're listing on the website, on the home page, scheduling, estimates, invoicing, payments. That is like their three tacos. It's technically four tacos, right? Scheduling, estimates, invoicing, and payment. You know, they got the taco platter. You know what I'm saying? So that is their taco platter. They're not focusing on all the other features, but they have them in the platform, because once people get in and it starts getting sticky, then people are going to start wanting to use that other stuff. They're going to want to start doing that other stuff. So they need to be able to serve them. They can't just say like, yeah, they don't want them to go somewhere else. They want it to be a one-stop shop and to be able to, you know, stick with them. All right. So I think I accidentally left the slide in. This was one of the slides that I didn't even
Just skip it.
intend
You're
to have
good.
in here.
Keep going.
Yeah, I'll
Keep
skip
going.
it. All right. So again, if we taught you how to do this in a course, is that something that you guys would want? I've heard mixed things, right? We have some customers that are like, yeah, give this information to me in a course. And other people are like, you know, I'd rather not consume more course content, please. You know, so would you guys, it sounds like you guys have just been chatting already a little bit, saying that you want the links and stuff. But, you know, we're changing our courses at Extendly all the time. So would you please just let me know in the chat if this would be something that you guys would want to see in a course? Because we have, we're starting to do this in our courses, but I would love some feedback from you guys. All right. What are people saying, Alex?
Yes. Lots of yes.
Sweet.
Lots of
Cool,
yeses.
cool. All righty. So, and you know what? I had a course demo in here. I was debating on skipping it because of time, but I'll just breeze through it real quick. Let me open it. I'm gonna stop sharing. I'll reshare. All right. So full transparency, the offer segmentation that I went over in this webinar is not yet in the course. That's why I'm asking you for your guys' feedback. But all the product menu stuff
You're not
is,
sharing your
and
screen, Zach, right now.
let
you
me, there we go. So this is our course for the small business. And, you know, we start out with just a really basic, like how you get started, how you onboard your customers, all that type of stuff, give you checklists for onboarding and all of that. But down here in the deep dive, this is where things get pretty deep. If this is something that you guys are interested in, so I'll give you an example. Like we'll just dive into one of these real quick. But we'll have a walkthrough video here with a full Miro board, and I'll show you guys what one of these looks like. But in the Miro board, we're just mapping out all the actions that are happening inside that module so that you guys can understand exactly what's happening in the product. And, you know, the idea behind this is to hopefully shed more light for somebody so that they have a better understanding of what's sitting on their product menu. And then from there, they can decide how they want to segment their offers and all of that. And then the other assets that I've shared with you guys today on the offer segmentation and all of that, we've been toying around with the idea of putting that stuff in the course also. And so if that's something that you guys would like to see, we can drop that in the course, but it's going to be in the Facebook post anyways that that Alex was talking about. So I won't spend too much more time on that just for the sake
Hey
of
guys,
time.
if you are enjoying this, you know, I know we've been here now for an hour, so we really appreciate that. If you're enjoying this, can you just drop a 7 in the chat below, please? We want to make sure this is worthy of your time. Really grateful for Zach putting this together, but sincerely, you know, the work that we put in to make it happen, you know, we're significantly more appreciative of you giving us your time. We're going to try to get this wrapped up here in the next about 15 minutes for you to be respectful of your time. And sorry that we went a little bit over, but, you know, we wanted to be comprehensive to give you the insight. But again, we don't want you to lose sight of this, right? An hour into this, we're showing you a lot of options, but the goal is not to be comprehensive and pull all the levers, right? The goal is to pull the levers that are best for what you specifically need, and that's how we're going to help you. You can stay, Padraig. We will have you, my friend. We will have you. The Irish are always welcome. Let's keep
I'm Irish too, by the way. Gilliland's my last name, so Irish last name. So pound it for the Irish brothers. Alrighty. Let me reshare here. Which one is it? Oh my goodness, I have so many windows open. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So stuck on offer sequencing. So some of you might be thinking, you know, I've tried the courses before, right? And we have people tell us this sometimes, like we literally put all the information in front of people in the small business course, and we get people hit us up. They're like, you know, I'm stuck. It's like, well, have you been through the course? No, I haven't consumed the course content. Okay, well, that's what it's there for, but we get it. You know, it's a lot of content. So, you know, we're trying to grow businesses here. Not everybody has time to go through a bunch of content. So if that's you, this is where I'm gonna bump over to Alex with Agency Alliance. Alex kind of touched on it a second ago, but this is something that we're including as part of the offer that we're going to tell you guys about at the end. But Extendly Bayant specifically, you know, has been we've understood that coaching has been a missing piece for us, right? We've done course content for a while. We're pretty good at making courses, but we haven't had a coaching program. Alex has been coming in with his coaching program. It's been amazing. And
Thank you.
That's where some of that, you know, some of that comes in. Is there anything you want to say about this, Alex, before I move on?
Yeah. So, I mean, the idea behind the Agency Alliance is in order to support more people, we put together a small community in order to ensure that we can help more people get to the 100 SaaSpreneur award as fast as possible. This is for SaaS businesses, agencies, coaches, and consultants. We do 2 calls per week. One is right now, it just ended. And Tuesdays, we have Charles Higgins, who's an Extendly legend, just an absolute genius, and James Smith, who's an agency legend, 7-figure agency owner, just to help you. We're going to talk more about it here at the offer in just a few minutes. Some of you are already in it. If you're an ultimate user at Extendly, they already paid for you to be part of the community for 3 months. But we'd love to support you. We'd love to be a part of it. I'll drop a link for you guys just so you can take a look at it whenever you'd like. But we'll continue going from there.
Cool. All right. So in the 3 shortcuts, We've talked about the small business. We've talked about creating your product. We've talked about segmenting your offer. We've taken a look at the small business course and kind of the way we're breaking information down there. Alex just touched on the agency alliance. The
Can I
last
just
piece
speak to
here is
something, by the way, that I just saw? I think, did I read that correctly or did I just make that up? I just said, I think Wally Carmichael just said, my first 2 weeks of agency alliance have been business and life changing. Charles and James are no BS, top notch. That's pretty amazing. I'm gonna screenshot that. Thank you, Wally. I appreciate that, man. That's awesome.
that is awesome.
That's awesome. Love
I
it.
could see here too, for some reason, this is supposed to be an image of the small business, but it's not loading. I have no idea why. Canva.
Canva, classic.
Yeah. But so, okay, so we're diving in to the last piece, right? Prioritize growth activity. Now, there's something I want to say about this real quick, which is, and this is why we asked you guys in the very beginning, where you were at in your growth journey, okay? So this is something that, if you haven't done these two things first, the creating your products and creating your offers from there, deciding who you're going to target, what you're going to do for them, all that type of stuff, and got really dialed in, it's going to be really tough to prioritize growth activity. You know what I'm saying? Because you have a lot of time that you still need to spend on these other two. And so this prioritizing growth activity, this really starts to kick in. Let's say the five, what we've noticed is the 5 sub account, kind of 5 or 6 sub account threshold. And especially as you get close to the 10 sub account threshold, that's when you start to run into some of these pitfalls, some of these problems, right? So the objective, especially once you transition past 10 sub accounts, is you're going to start to realize there's tons of things pulling at your attention. You got clients coming in, they're asking all sorts of questions, they're wanting help with various different things, they're trying to understand high level. And you're going to start to get really bogged down, with that type of stuff, unless you have a system for it in your company. So you want to keep your pipeline full. You want to continue driving growth for your agency and, running sales calls, closing deals, all that type of stuff.
And so let me speak to that really quick, Zach, and because we're gonna jump ahead, guys, because I know some of you are asking for clarity on what specifically can Extendly do to help you, and so I want to be able to get to that. And so Zach, we'll get to that. You can stop sharing and get to that slide so I can give it to you guys. But here's an easy way to shortcut prioritizing growth activity. Ryan and Beyond last week on Thursday did an entire session just on acquisition only. Just on acquisition. That's all they focused on. And again, just like this webinar, the goal is to provide you a bunch of information and insight that you can implement on regardless of whether or not you actually get started with us, right? So what Zach's going to be able to do now, we'll make sure, again, you have the link to that. All the links, that everything you need will be inside of the Facebook group. Steven, who's in our group here in the channel, has provided and dropped all the Facebook group links. It's free to join the Facebook group. Come at it. And what Zach is going to talk about is how we're going to help you use these things, creating your products, segmenting your offers, prioritizing growth activities to help you get to the 100 SaaSpreneur agency clients that you're looking for so you can hit the reward. So Zach, when you're ready, let's show them exactly what we've got, what we're here to provide for them so that they can get excited about it.
Yeah, should we dive straight into the offer? Should we just get to it on the offer?
Absolutely.
All right, let's do it. All right, let me jump back over here. All right. All right, so we're going to dive into the offer. All right, so piece by piece here, okay? So what we're offering today, what we're going to do, 1 year of done-for-you white label support. This is Extendly's kind of flagship, right? This is how we've built an audience in reality over the past, year and a half. And so the way this works is we have live chat support. It's completely white labeled. It sits in a little chat widget on your sub account. And I wonder if I actually have, I'll just show you guys what it looks like. This is what the chat widget looks like. So this is what we do.
Just to get clarity for you guys, because someone literally just asked 2 minutes ago, my biggest fear is that clients are asking me questions they don't know the answer to. That's the entire purpose of the support, right? If you guys end up getting 100 clients, you do not have the capability of supporting them on the tech questions they have. We do it white labeled for you at Extendly. That's what we're here to provide for you. That really is our flagship service. It's been proven quite a bit to be an incredible value, and we're offering it at a 1-year pace right now for you.
Yep, all happens inside the chat widget. And just to echo, so this is on the third shortcut that we're talking about, which is not getting bogged down. You know, this is the number one thing that bogs people down, which is why this has been our best, you know, our best seller. And so we're going to give you guys 1 year of support. It's 24/7. We run it around the clock globally. So it doesn't matter where you're at in the world or where your customers are at in the world. It also includes an entire white label knowledge base that people can access. And we have a little AI bot in there as well that's answering questions and all that kind of stuff. We take CSAT scores on every single chat. So we have over a 96% rating on our CSAT scores, which means people love the chats. They find it very helpful. So that's the core of the offer. Now let me show you guys the bonuses, okay? So the ultimate small business, we went over that. This is our first bonus. We sell this for $1,000 normally, or $995 to be specific. And
we save $5 on your Starbucks drink. You are welcome. Okay, you are welcome.
Yeah, mocha cappuccino vanilla latte with a little bit of toffee nut. So
yes.
So there's a bunch of stuff in here. I know we're running short on time. There's the important thing is there's everything in the small business that you need to have a product menu up and running like that, you know, and not have to build it yourself.
The whole concept of this, guys, is we already did all of the work for you and all of the automation, so you don't have to do it yourself. The second thing that we're going to do, so again, we're going to give you all of the support white labeled. We're going to give you the ultimate small business snapshot so you have access to everything you need to sell to your clients right away. The second thing we're going to provide, it's really the third thing, but the second bonus, is we're going to onboard your clients for you completely white labeled. You will not have to do any tech onboarding. You do not have to be a tech specialist at all. I'm the anti-tech person. I cannot, it should say anti-tech, it says anti-hustle, but I don't know how to use high level. Zach knows how to use high level. I don't. So I need someone on my team to onboard them, but I don't need to pay them because I use Extendly. That's what we do. We have an onboarding SOP completely customized to your agency. We do 2 one-on-one calls for every single client that you sign up, and it's going to create an incredible experience for them because the second sale for SaaS is utilization. If you do not have a very good onboarding experience for your clients, they will churn. Do not listen to the hoopla of high level. Oh, there's only 5%, churn, etc. That's not the case if they're not using it. If they're using it, great. If they're not, they will cancel. In order for them to use it, you have to have effective onboarding. Let's go to the next one, Zach.
Yeah, and just real quick, one thing I want to say on the onboarding is, just so you guys know, so Alex mentioned we do 2 different calls. We have a training call and we have a tech call that we do at the onboarding. Each of those calls is about an hour. Most people don't know this though, but we do in between 4 and 5 hours of work in the back. So we have the 2 hours for the onboarding. We have another 2 to 3 hours of work behind the scenes for those onboarding calls to actually work out. So every single onboarding that we do takes us about 5 hours of total time invested to make that onboarding, work out well. So just so you guys have an idea of what type of time investment it would take if you guys were to run them yourself. All right, the SaaSpreneur website. Now, this website we're going to give away to everybody that is still here for free. Now, one thing I do want to say about this, which we didn't put on the slide, but anybody that ends up purchasing the offer that we're talking about right now, we have a snapshot, a SaaS side snapshot that we're going to be rolling out in March that you'll get for free. Here in a couple weeks when we roll it out, that's going to go with the SaaSpreneur website. But today, we're going to give the website away to everybody. Anybody that purchases and anybody that doesn't purchase, doesn't matter. We're giving the SaaSpreneur website away for free.
We need to give you guys the website because everyone wants to play business and take forever to make a website. This is a demo page that you're going to be able to use and give to your leads and prospects right away. And it's just a huge thank you for being on the webinar with us, regardless of whatever you choose next. Hey, who are those handsome people on this video? I don't even know. I love that we chose a John Wick picture of Beyond. That's the most aggressive picture of him I've ever seen. It looks like John Wick and the Indian John Wick.
It doesn't even look like him, to be honest. That's funny.
It does not. It's the AI version of beyond. We're also including coaching for Agency Alliance as well for 3 months. So you can get coaching from myself, my team, and we can help you implement everything that's provided from Extendly so you can maximize it and get actual one-to-one support in growing your SaaS and agency business.
All right. The last slide here. So here is the full bonus stack that we just went over. This is the link that you guys can go to. Now, when you go to this link, it's going to ask you which person are you? You know, which type of business are you?
Earlier in the call. Yeah.
Right.
I would like to say this, if it's okay, guys. The reason we do these webinars, and we try to do them, at least once or twice a month, we happen to do them back to back. And we very rarely make offers consistently on them. Most of the time, they're for training purposes. The reason we're making this offer is very strictly because we are committed to ensuring that we can help as many people as possible hit the 100 award mark, right? We know we can help you get to 100 SaaS clients. If you've been trying already for quite some time to make that happen and you've been banging your head, this is the opportunity to do this, right? At the end of the day, you're talking about very minimal investment to create a massive business growth opportunity for you. If you have 100 clients, just so you understand the ROI positioning here, because I think it's actually really, really important. If you have 100 clients, okay, and you're charging even $297, all right, 100 times 297, you're talking about a $30,000 a month business. If you also consider that you charge a setup fee of $1,000 per client on top of that, that's an $100,000 of additional revenue that you've created, meaning you've made $100,000 takeaway plus $30,000 a month. We're offering this to you at roughly $2,000 a year if you're under 10 clients and about $6,000 a year if you're above 10 clients, which is the ultimate plan, essentially meaning you have more sub accounts. This model is how you can cut your learning curve. It's how you can get the best offers possible. It's how you can ensure that you are making the best investments for your business with your time. The biggest key here is implementation. If you buy this, we will help you implement it. That's why we included the coaching. It's not just going to happen by itself. If you feel like you've had a lot of shiny objects, if you feel like you've been unclear of what steps to take, if you feel like you need hand-holding support to get exactly what you need, where all the fulfillment is done for you because we're doing all the support, we're doing all the done-for-you onboarding, and we're helping you with sales and prospecting in the coaching product, everything you need is here to help you win. All that you have to do is the work. So here's the simplest metaphor I can give you. If you go to a gym and you pay them and say, okay, give me abs, you're not going to get abs. How do I know that? I would have abs. Sorry to out myself, but I don't, because I don't do the work. That's the truth. Being honest. That's the reality. I don't want you coming to our metaphoric gym and saying, well, I paid. You have to do the work. The real investment is not the finances. Any one of you that want to build a $30,000 to $50,000 to $100,000 a month company, if you are asked to make an investment of $2,000 in a year, $2,000 in a year, or $6,000 in a year, okay, $500 a month, right? If you are considering you want to build a $50,000 a month business, it's not just going to happen by not doing work. It's not going to happen by trying to work on a website for 6 hours. It's not going to happen by trying to make all the automations yourself. Cut the learning curve. Utilize Extendly. Use the coaching. Let us help you. Be a part of this community so that you can be among the many winners that we're going to have at the High Level Summit later this year. I guarantee it. I know it will happen. We help winners win faster. If you're a winner, I want to help you win faster. Zach wants to help you win faster. Beyond wants to help you win faster. That's what we're all about. You can make this happen. You can do this. And it really comes down to how serious you are about your business. We're talking about less than $200 a month or less than $500 a month. It's $19.99 for the year. It's $5.99 for the year. You saved you $9. You're welcome. Whatever. No big deal. Go.extendly.com/win-SaaSpreneur. We'll drop the links below. If you have any questions, I'm sure Zach will be more than happy to answer. But yeah, we really appreciate your guys' time. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed this. If you did, drop a 7, let us know. And if you hated it, why were you here for so long? That's such a weird thing to do. I don't know. I don't know. I find that to be strange.
Should we take a few questions before we log it, Alex?
Yeah, absolutely. Someone
All right,
said, is there 100% done for you? I don't know, I don't know what that means, right? I feel like, in my opinion, Zach, it's similar to the gym metaphor. I can't have someone do the workout for me, No, there's no, like, there's a thing online, Zach, that I see a lot about, like, oh, this is all done for you. We will set up your whole agency. We'll do your SaaS. Mathematically, that makes no sense. Like, why would someone do, like, you pay, let's say, $10,000 to someone to do everything for you, but then they give you a business that's doing $20,000 a month? That doesn't make sense. Like, I don't know.
I know
just
it's
don't get,
really a
understand that.
marketing gimmick, to be honest. It's
It, of
really a
course,
marketing gimmick. I mean, most
100%.
of us that have been around the marketing space, like, you could see that from a thousand miles away. But I will say, so you'll have a lot of help. So each one of these things, the white label support, we have a whole onboarding process. We've done it thousands of times. We bring you into the onboarding for the support. There is going to be work for you, right? Like to maintain your SOPs, to make sure that we're responding to things the way that you want us to respond to things, all that type of stuff. But we carry most of the heavy lifting, right? Same thing with the small business snapshot. We have a whole onboarding process for that. So we'll bring you into, the small business snapshot. We'll try to carry a lot of the load for you, but I do not want to set the expectation that there is going to be no work for you, to Alex's point, because that's just not the case. Same thing with the
It's
white label
impossible.
onboarding.
But we also try to make it as least work as possible. The concept is we're giving you the automations already. For example, if you wanted to do, the pipeline management thing that Zach was talking about, or missed call text back, or whatever it is, you can go sell that to market tomorrow. Then when you get it, when you get a client, you don't have to do the onboarding. Extendly will do the onboarding for you. When the client asks you questions, guess what you don't have to do? Oh, that's right. You don't have to answer the questions, because who's going to do it for you? That's right, Extendly. So, like, I mean, I don't know how it would be possible to do more than what we're doing. I would say the simplest thing you have to do is get clients. I feel like that's pretty much it. You just have to get the clients. We cannot get the clients for you. We can help you with ideas and transitions and trainings and all that stuff, but you just have to get the clients. That's really what it takes. If you get the clients, you're going to be great.
All right.
I don't know how to say the Irish guy's name correctly. I'm going to go with, I don't want to say it. I'm going to screw it up, Zach. Tell me how to say it.
Padraig.
See, I was not going to say it.
I didn't know either. I wanted to call on you, but I was like, I'm going to let Alex do it.
Go ahead, Padraig.
Don't worry. What's the story? I have a couple of questions. Basically, I seen there on the screen that said 10 clients below is 1990, and then above 10 clients was a higher price. What does that mean? Like, if you have, I don't understand it.
It's about sub accounts, meaning we have a ultimate plan at Extendly. So if you have more than 10 clients, we're assuming you're going to use a lot more chat support. So it's a higher expense for us. So you have to pay us more. That's all it is.
So
If you have less
10,
than 10 accounts,
10 a month?
if you have less than 10 sub accounts right now, you do the 1990. If you have more than 10, it's 59.90. That's all.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
all.
and just one. So for the 59.90, so once you cross the 10 threshold, it's unlimited sub accounts past that. So up to 10, that first price past 10, it's just unlimited.
And then you
Yeah,
pay
Mario made a good point, by the way, that you do not have to activate all of your sub accounts, meaning like there's no way for Extendly to know if you have more than 10, meaning if you just want to work with us and try at the 1990, 8 accounts, you're more than welcome to. It's not like, we know that you have 50. How dare you? No, we're not. We don't know that. There's no way for us to know that information. So don't stress on that. You're more than welcome to test it out at 1990. That's all good. And then we'll be able to help you with it. The idea behind it is pretty simple. Like if you're investing for support for an entire year at $59.90 and your average price is even $197, you make profit pretty much right away. It's like literally the easiest way to make money possible. So Zach, make sure everyone's super clear on the difference between 10 clients or less and 11 clients or more.
Yep. Yeah, if anybody still isn't clear on that, let me know. Hopefully that's clear.
See the 10 clients, what you're meaning by that? Does that mean onboarding also, or that's where I'm getting confused? Like,
So we have a whole platform, okay, on the back end, where we call it Extended Dash. That's where you manage your support. You can turn on and off sub accounts. You can also, you can do a lot of things. You can choose what knowledge you want them to see in the chat widget. There's all sorts of things you can do. But in that back end control panel is where you can, there's a little switch where you can turn them on or off. And so our criteria is if you're going to have more than 10 accounts switched on, that kicks you into the higher plan. But you
Right,
don't have to have, you don't have to switch them on. They can still be in there and switched off. They're just not going to see the chat widget. They're not going to have access to support if you have them switched off.
Yeah, I just got that installed today. One of your guys was on Zoom with me today, helped me install. But what I mean is the onboarding process, the white label onboarding, is that included in this? And is that
It is
10 class?
included. Yeah,
Is that-
so with and this is one more distinction which I should have called out in the slides a little more effectively, but the 1990 we're including 10 onboardings. The 5990 we're including 25 onboardings. So we're including more onboardings with the 5990 than we are with the 1990. And the way those work is you do one of those onboardings and then we deduct from the total onboardings that you have left. So those don't like re-up the next month or anything like that. Like you
That's
have 10 total or 25 total that you can use, and then you have to buy more when you run out.
right. Understood.
And those, by the way, when you do buy more, we have like bulk package deals. And it's always nice when we bundle onboardings in with an offer like this because we don't normally do that. But typically we sell those in packages of either 10, 25, or you buy them a la carte, just one at a time at $149 a pop.
A couple people have asked about like when you click the link, it brings you to the wrong one. Just make sure that when you are going through it, that you click the right amount. So again, it's not that you have to automatically start with more than 10 clients. You're more than welcome to start with 10 or less. That's totally fine. A couple people asked that. So just want to make sure that is clear. Does
Yeah,
my
I'm clicking
agency
on the links right now
onboarding
to make
count
sure
towards
that they're.
Yeah. Does anyone have any other questions? If you do, you're more than welcome to just unmute yourself and ask us anything you need. We're more than happy to help. Wally,
Can I
you have
ask one-
something to ask?
Yeah, so
Sorry.
first off, I want to say I went all in on the Black Friday sale and got 50 onboardings, and I already had a bunch of clients that were in my high level account. I put 3 of them through the onboarding process, and 2 new ones have come on board since then. Especially the ones that were already there. They're like, oh my God, I've been here for 3 or 4 months and I onboarded them, but nothing compared to what the external team does. And by the way, they're like, Wally, the people you hired are absolutely amazing. They think they're like on my team, which that's how I sell it. But
That's the goal.
it's priceless. It's absolutely priceless for my time and my sanity, and the 24/7 tech support is just next level. Is how to run a business, is how to run a SaaS business. Now, my question is that the one thing that I don't have that I just realized that Charles had, because I was looking at Charles's site and I noticed how he has his pricing page. I was like, dude, how'd you do that? And basically he did a video on the SaaS in the Box program. If the you offered, I've got everything else in that offer and then some that you just shared today, except for the website, the SaaS website, which is what I'm building right now today. For that, because I'm ramping that up a little bit. If I have that website, can I use what's already in the Ultimate Small Business version 2.2 to build into that, or is that exclusive? All those other automations exclusive within what I've seen that Charles has shared in the video in the Alliance Facebook page.
This is definitely a Zach question.
No, that's a
I
good
figured as
question.
much.
Yeah, so that's our to your point, that's our SaaS agency Snapshot. And which isn't part of the offer today, but I understand that is something that you want. And when we roll the Snapshot out this next March 15th for the SaaSpreneur, which everybody that buys today is going to get that. If that's something that you guys want to see in the SaaSpreneur Snapshot is a pricing table. Just like we have set up in the SaaS agency, that's something that we could put in that website.
But Wally, I also
just
want to
push
tell
out a
you
website.
that, Zach, I got to tell you this because it's hilarious. I'm texting with Beyond, who's supposed to be in Paris, and we can all yell at him for listening to this, but we love you, Beyond. He heard what you were saying, Wally, and he wrote in all caps, yes, 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 you can. So there you go. That's your answer.
Okay, yeah, because I was talking about all the automations because Charles broke it all down in an hour long, couple videos actually, that he put, I think he just put those in the Alliance Facebook group.
You did.
Absolutely brilliant. I love it. And that's exactly what I want. To be quite frank with you, I went all in with everything else already. So I just want to get that SaaS side up and connect everything and get at it.
If you one thing to mention also is if you already purchased the Black Friday offer, so you already have the onboardings, you already have the support. So a lot of what we're selling today, you already have, including the small business. And you just need the SaaS agency. We sell a version of the SaaS agency that doesn't have support or onboardings or anything else with it for 2,400. It's just the snapshot alone, and that's everything that you're talking about, all the automations, all the websites. There's the main SaaS website, but there's also a bunch of other website templates in there, all sorts of stuff in there. So that might be a good fit for you.
So for this, that's great. I appreciate that. I did send an email to support on that when I saw that. But how do I get access to just the website that you guys offered today?
We're going to drop it in the Facebook group for you.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Alex.
Yeah, you got it. Well, I appreciate you, bud. Any other questions for us that we can support on?
Yeah, I had a question quick.
Sorry,
So
Pascal.
Hi, Pascal.
yeah, hey, what's up, man? So I asked in the Facebook group recently, just with the white label sports, we're thinking about going for it anyway. That like we quite like to have the feature that when our clients are asking questions and using the chat, that we can see what they actually say. And I know Bian commented saying that's coming soon. I just wanted to get an update on that.
Yeah, so we have essentially chat history and chat analytics that we have kind of in a QA environment right now that we're testing through. So giving agencies access to historical chats as well as just overall analytics on what's happening with those chats. We still have a few defects in our test environment with that stuff, but it's mostly built. We're just like working through some kind of final issues with that and stuff before we rolled out. But so I don't have a specific ETA, but I don't think it's going to be too much longer before we have that rolled out.
Cool. Thank you, man. Wanted to clarify that.
No problem. Thank you, Pascal. I'm assuming you're in England and you're staying up late for this, so appreciate you, unless I'm an idiot and you're not.
No problem, man.
Okay, cool. Because, sometimes I say it and then you're like, I'm Australian. I'm like, I'm dumb. So whatever. It's all good. No problem. I don't mind. I didn't say I'm an expert.
No, I'm from England. Yeah.
Yeah, clearly from South Africa. I got it. No worries. See, that was a joke. A couple people have asked for the Alliance, Agency Alliance Facebook group URL. That's the paid group. So if either you're an ultimate member of Extendly, you have free access to it. Just tell us that you're ultimate $5.99er and we'll give it to you. Or if you sign up today on either of the accounts, you're going to have access to it. When you sign up, there's like it automatically sends you the Facebook group. We also have a bunch of questions about what's the Extendly Facebook group. The Extendly Facebook group I just dropped for probably the 17th time in the chat below, which you can grab. This will be the #1 video, and last week's video will also be there as well. Okay.
Okay, and then whoever just raised their hand, I've seen that hand up. I do not know how to pronounce your name either. I'm so sorry. You got the map thing going on though in your video. Feel free to unmute and ask your question.
No worries, bro. My name is Osayande.
All right, awesome, man. That's a great name. Osayande.
Osayande, yeah.
Osayande. Okay, well, cool.
Yeah. Thanks. I am basically asking just to see. I did the same thing the Wally did. I got the Black Friday thing. I got the whole unlimited, this, that, the other, and the 50 onboardings. What I want to know is we have a business model where we actually set up people's agencies. So I wanted to know, I have two questions. One is, I want to set up a HIPAA compliant version of my agency, and I don't want to do it to my own agency because they said it's a one-time thing, and you can't change it if you do it, and I'm concerned about any potential things that happen. So I'm going to set up another agency that I only use for people who need the HIPAA compliance. But I have support with you all. I am wanting to know what happens as far as my ability to support my secure agency. They're both my brand. What would be involved in that? That's number one. And then number two is what kind of relationship is available or that we can create, because I am going to be putting other agencies in the business. I want to give them access to your stuff, but I'm also going to be like their first line of support. Kind of, not just the kind of support that you give. We give a different kind of support also.
Yeah, that makes sense. So I'll split the answer into two parts. So I'll answer the first part of your question first. So on us to you, as far as that relationship goes with respect to support. So we do everything based on agency relationship ID. So we have to kind of break it down that way. Our whole tech stack is like built like that. So if in the event that you wanted us to, transfer something from one agency to another agency or something like that, we could talk to you about doing that. Like if you want to transfer from your agency to HIPAA compliant agency or something.
I need them to be for both. Yeah.
Okay.
I do need it for both. Yeah.
Well, I think probably the best thing. Why don't we chat about that more offline? We'll bring it into a DM or something, and we can figure that out. What that would look like.
That's fine.
On the second part of your question, though, I would imagine that an affiliate relationship would probably be pretty fruitful. We have a full affiliate control panel, and first promoter setup. That's how folks that are doing things like what you're doing typically engage with us is, they just use affiliate links for everything. And then we cut them a check, every time. So that might be a good thing to do on that front.
Okay. We got a question.
Good.
I was just going to say we have a question from Pauline. Was there anything else, Oceana, you needed?
Yeah, I was just going to say, I was trying to see if you had like a reseller relationship or something that was a little bit bigger than the affiliate. That's the only reason I asked. But please get back to me as soon as possible, because I got some moves to make.
DM Gilliland for sure. He's all about that stuff. So for sure. And thank you for being here. And I love your shirt. I know I already told you that, but I want to say it publicly. Pauline, what do you got for me, Pauline? I know perfect timing, right? As soon as you are on the phone, my bad.
Yes, that's okay. I received the email for coming into Extendly with the login information. On there, it says we added in a bonus course, which is a Go High Level 101 course. If you're new to High Level, we recommend you watch it. I've looked around and I can't find it.
You're Cash.
Can you say that again? I'm so sorry. I was typing to Oceande and I missed that. You're missing which course? Sorry.
It says in the kind of welcome to Extendly thing and giving me my logins, it says that they've added a Go High Level 101 course.
Ah, I see. Okay. Can you DM me your email address? I'll take care of that for you. Whatever email address is on your account, just DM it to me here in the chat on the Zoom, and I'll make sure that you have access to that course.
Zach, we're getting a good amount of questions about difference between agency in a box, ultimate SaaS agency in a box. If you want to speak to that, perhaps that would be a good idea.
Yeah, so our SaaS agency Snapshot, we have essentially a two different offer options for that. One of them is just the Snapshot. That's the $2,400 option. And then we have the SaaS agency that comes with onboardings and support. That's the more expensive option. Now, today's offer, just so you guys know, you get more, you get support for a longer duration. So depending on what you're looking for, if the SaaS agency Snapshot is more what you're interested in, by all means, go for that offer. The there's some support and onboardings that you can access through that offer as well. But today's offer also includes the same thing. And by the way, with the SaaS agency offer, you get the small business snapshot, which we're offering today as part of that offer as well. So.
A couple people have asked about the Facebook group. We'll accept you, and then we're going to drop all of the links in there. Someone said hard to make a decision is the easiest decision of your life. If you are really serious about growing a SaaS business and you want to have enough clients, there's no possible better start than this. All of the upfront products are done for you. All the fulfillment is done for you. We did all of it. The only thing you have to do is get the clients. That's it. That is all you got to do. Now, I don't want to make that sound like that's super duper easy, right? I mean, there's still work to be done, but that's all you have to do. You just got to get the clients, and we'll help you do that. So, but yeah, pretty simple stuff. Is there anyone else or anything else anyone needs from us? And if not, we had a huge amount of people on this call, and just want to say thank you so much for giving us your time. We only went 40 minutes overtime, just a tiny bit over. So thank you. We appreciate you.
I really
greatly.
appreciate you guys.
Someone asked if we can pay monthly, not for this offer, but you can for standard support, standard done for you onboarding. How long is this offer available? If you don't make a decision in 10 seconds, it's gone, like Mission Impossible. I'm kidding. That's not the case. Zach, how long are we letting this stay?
We're running it through, we're going to leave it open through the weekend, and then we're going to shut it down at the end of the weekend.
What's the difference between, see the course you have level 1, 2, and 3? What's the difference between that and this course?
Are you talking about the academy?
Yeah, I was looking at it earlier on. There's one level 1, level 2, and level 3.
Yeah,
So
so the course that I was showing you guys earlier during the webinar is specific to the small business. It's everything about the small business, how it works, how you can use it, how you can onboard people, all that type of stuff. The academy is specifically for people that are trying to learn high level. So we have 3 different levels. Level 1 is like your most basic level. Those are for like your kind of like if you're brand new to high level. Level 2, a little more complicated. Level 3 is like the elite level, right? For those that are pretty advanced in high level and they want to really test their skills.
So this course is completely different from that. This is all based on onboarding.
The course that we looked at today is entirely based on the small business snapshot. Yeah, so we're not even focused on teaching you high level in the course that I showed you today. We're assuming that you already know how to use to some degree high level in that course. We're just focused on the functionality of the product itself, not high level and learning high level, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, fam, I got to run because my little man's here, but if anyone else wants to stick around and ask Zach any questions, feel free to do so. Thank you so much for being here with us. We appreciate you greatly. Lots of love to all of you, and welcome to the Extendly fam.
Thanks, Alex. Appreciate you. I'll take a few more questions and then we'll shut it down. Anybody else have anything else? Let me look at the chat here. Already about the ultimate small business snapshot and have a bunch of products. Patrick Smith, talking to you. Looks like you already have the ultimate snapshot. I don't know, when you say ultimate snapshot, I don't know if you mean ultimate SaaS or the ultimate small business, but either way, that makes sense. If you already have a bunch of the products, then great, awesome. This offer, might not be a fit for you if you already have our stuff. But so this offer is really focused on people that are kind of newer to our ecosystem. So let's see, can you designate which sub gets access to chat? Impact 360 Media, yes, you can designate which sub account gets access to chat. That's all done in the extended dash on the back end, which you have control over. I take it I need to upgrade my $297 a month GHL account to the $497 a month SaaS for this to work. That's a great question, Dan. So Dan's asking, do I need to be on the $497 a month plan for high level? The answer is no, you don't. You can be on the $297, that's fine. I will say though that when you are on the $497 a month plan with high level gives you an agency API key. There's some additional things that you can do in the pro plan that you can't do in the lower tiers. And so in our backend and at Extended Dash, there's a few more things that are automated for you because we have full access to the API at that point in time. And so there's just a few more things that you have to do manually if you are on one of the lower tiers. And let's see here. Go ahead, Oceane. Yep.
It would make a real difference for me if we could have some way to set pages that we can run the support portal on. The reason I say this is we have our own support.ourdomain.com page. So is it possible, right now it's not possible for me to take like an embed or anything and have people be able to access that. Is that something that we could figure out? Right now it only seems like it's available within high level itself.
That's a good question. I saw Mario. Mario, are you on here? If you want to unmute, if you have any context on that and you want to answer that question, feel free to unmute and do that.
Sir, so we do have some ability to embed that in custom pages. What I would recommend is, Oceane, you message me directly. I've already sent you my information, and
Okay.
I'd be happy to work with you on getting that accomplished, because we want to make sure that your clients are supported adequately and that they have access to the resources.
Great. Awesome. Thank you, bro.
And then Christina said the 3-month coaching is only available for the gold plan. So we didn't touch on this earlier. We should have touched on this, but we actually have 2 different coaching programs going on in our plans here. So on the silver plan, you guys get access to GSD, which is another coaching program, and which is also amazing. And so that's with the silver plan. That's a lifetime deal. So as long as you guys are a customer of ours, you can access the GSD program. On the gold plan, you get 3 months to Alex's program, the Prospecting on Demand Agency Alliance. And then after the 3 months, it rolls into a monthly charge for Alex's program. So just 2 different types of coaching programs, depending on which path you go down. Can you talk about how it works when using the white label onboarding? What if an account is purchasing something slightly different than our standard SOP? Not sure if that question is worded very well. That's Carrie Wilson. Carrie, so you can modify your SOPs with us for onboarding. And so if there is some nuance there that you'd like us to focus on in the onboarding, that can be discussed when you're crafting your SOPs with us. I will say that we're cautious about not doing too much during the onboarding, just because you have to think about it like this. It's like oftentimes people that are coming in, they're seeing high level for the very first time. So during a training call, we're training them on all the basics and high level, and that's a lot of information for them to digest. Now we can cater the process, to your onboarding needs to some degree. But we will let you know if you're asking us to cover too much information that people just aren't going to be able to digest. So. And then Andrew, let's see, GSD coaching, is this based around sales getting clients? How does GSD differ from Agency Alliance? So GSD and Agency Alliance are a little bit different, and this is why we have them structured differently in the tiers, the silver and the gold. The GSD program is more focused on, there is some sales training in there and stuff, but it's more focused on offer construction. Offer sequencing, some of the stuff that I was covering in the second shortcut, if you guys remember. And so, the way we look at it is if you're under 10 clients, that can be a really big bottleneck, is kind of getting stuck on the offer creation, the offer sequencing. So there is going to be some sales training in the GSD program, but Alex's program is more really focused on converting you into a sales rock star. So, we're assuming you already have 10 clients, potentially having us take care of your onboarding and your support, so you're not going to be bogged down by that. Hopefully you can just sell. And that's really where Alex shines with his program, is just turning people into sales rock stars. And so that's why we have that position in the gold plan. All right. I've seen included in the most successful initial package. That seems to be some good revenue. So Carrie Wilson, I'll make this the last question that I answer, but I think this is a good one probably to close with. Carrie is kind of asking, what are some of the successful offers that I've seen people do, that have enabled them to scale. And this is where it gets kind of crazy, right? So we have clients that, for example, like have just and in fact, some of the big ones will focus on just one single feature inside high level. So we have a few that have focused like primarily on missed call text back, and that's been kind of like the whole feature that they love to push. They've built huge agencies on the back of doing just missed call text back. There's been similar instances of people doing that with review management. Oftentimes if people are struggling with reviews, they're really looking for someone to solve that problem specifically. So when they come across someone that, like let's say you're a plumber and you're like, I have no reviews, you go Google like get reviews plumbing, or something like that. And there's somebody out there that's targeting like just that, so it can work really well to do that, like where you really zone in, at least on your front end, into one feature in high level. And like I said, you can have a product menu in place where you then can offer them more things like on the back end. But that's a big one. On local service, right now, local service businesses, if you guys haven't heard of Google LSA ads, High Level is one of the few platforms out there that has a direct integration with Google LSA. And so there's a huge opportunity zone in the Google LSA world, because that kind of puts you at the top of Google. You get to kind of like hack the algorithm and be at the top of Google when you're running Google LSA ads. Even if you don't have like a ton of 5-star reviews and all that kind of stuff. So it really puts you at the top of the whole GMB situation. So there's a bunch of folks out there that have done really well focusing on running Google LSA ads for local service businesses and pairing that up with high level automations. And within Google LSA ads, you can have people call, you can have people text, you can have people actually book appointments directly. So, obviously you can handle all those situations in high level, the calls, the texts, and the appointments. So it makes a really good pairing on that front. So that's another one that we've seen that's been pretty big. All right. All right, guys. Well, I think I'll shut it down with that. That's probably a good note to end on. I really appreciate everything Alex said. I really appreciate all you guys being here. Hopefully this was helpful to you today. Looking forward to dropping all those links to you guys in the group. We'll drop the replay in there. We'll drop the link to the website that we're giving you guys for free. And if you guys have any other questions, feel free to drop them in the Facebook group. And I hope to see you around in the community.
Too many expensive marketing tools.
Should have gone with High Level.
You need a high-level business. Extendly and High Level provide an all-in-one software platform plus 24/7 support, all under your brand for one low monthly price. So you can ditch the costly mess and start a new SaaS revenue stream with your white label solution. Click the link and start your free trial today.